Як се маєш? Мене звати Artur. Я з Бразилії. But I don't speak Ukrainian. That's all I got. Дякую. I am Brazilian. I promise. I can show my ID. So, I'm ARTUR MARGONARI. I'm living in Belgium for 4 years. I started, my first job was cleaning printer machines. It was a super fun job, full of toner. And then I went to the help desk where people called my mom all the ugly names. And I had to say, hey, sir, I'm here to help you. Don't swear, don't say anything about my mom. And I was there to help. And then I started really developing, because that was my bachelor, that was my degree, was Java development. And I discovered Scrum Mastering about 2012. And I started being Scrum Master of my own team. And then another team, and another team. I said, man, this is natural. I mean, this is, why are we working on the other way around, right? So I just start following the path, start taking certifications, which for me, 1, 2, or 3 days training, it's not enough information, but gives you the way, shows you like where you should go if you like that topic. And I start studying a lot to increase my toolbox, to help teams, to help organizations in 360 as much as possible, also coaching. Yeah, I already tried banks, health insurance, ambulance, police, all kinds of contexts, super fun, pharmacies. And yeah, it was some fun journey until here. And I already tasted 568 different beers. Not in a weekend. It was already 5 years, that was my hobby, like tasting different beers. But I stopped drinking alcohol 8 months ago, so I had to drop this hobby as well. Why? I'm gonna speak about it. It's part of a book that I'm gonna show there. But there's yeah, plenty of reasons why I stopped with alcohol. Maybe I will come back, maybe not, I don't know. Just to see if you are still, there is something called check-in. You know, energizers, icebreakers, but there is something called check-in that is to bring people's mind into the room. Because you are having a call with your wife or your husband, or like going to another session and then you forgot to take the coffee, and I can see your bodies, but your minds are still wandering somewhere. So I would like to bring your minds to this room right now. So it's very quick one, like just quick activities. Look at your right hand, just to help you, that's the right hand. Look at it, shake it, shake it, shake it, and put it on your chin. Put it on your chin. On your chin. Oh shit, I got me. I hate this guy. So, okay, I see now some minds coming to the room. That's nice. Let's do another one, because you're probably gonna need that in the middle of the session. It's super simple. We're just gonna clap at the same time. So don't put your hands like too far, don't put it too close, and we have to clap at the same time. I'm gonna say 3, 2, 1. When I say go, we clap at the same time. Super easy, right? You're not forced to do, but if you do, it's nice. So let's go. When I say go, we clap at the same time. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, the rules are really hard. I'm gonna explain again. When I say go, we clap at the same time. Okay, so let's try again. 3, 2, 1. Come, 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 chameleon. It comes and go. Okay, good. Very good. Very good. Round of applause for you. It was quite. Now I see your minds coming to the room. Very good. So they say that whenever you start a session, you should have a powerful statement, an open question, trigger the curiosity of the audience. And I have a question for you. When was the last time you did something for the first time? I see some people like, damn, yeah, it's 3 years, no. So, can you share what is this thing that you tried, if it's not obscure or illegal? I don't want any police coming into the room and arresting you. So who can share? Oh, we need probably some microphone, right? Wait. It's also new for me, this stuff at the same time, so I'm learning with that. That's nice. There you go. What is it you did for the first time?
It's first time for me here in Kiev.
You hear? Yeah, they hear you. That's good. First time here in Kiev. Check, me too. Who is first time here in Kiev? Okay, nice. First time in Ukraine? So that's probably the same. Okay, what else? First time you did for the first time. Something that you did for the first time.
1 month ago, I've started to ride windsurfing.
To write, to program.
No, ride windsurfing.
Ah, okay, nice. Cool. Okay, what else? Something you tried for the first time. We have one there. There in the back. So the whole session is just that. We are going to share things with you. I just want to hear.
started exercising Pilates in the morning. Previously, I could not wake up in the morning at all.
And what was it? You started
Pilates.
Pilates. Is the kind of okay Pilates. What else? We have one there.
Learning Japanese.
Learning Japanese easy. I mean, come on, man. You don't need this session. I mean, it's super easy to learn. Okay, nice, nice, nice. So I actually like to trigger this question. Thanks for sharing first. I like to ask this question because I'm a crazy guy. I like to try as many things as possible. I don't know if you saw already the channel from Will Smith. He has a channel now on YouTube where he's doing all the bucket list he always wanted to do. So bungee jumping and doing some crazy stuff, dancing I don't know where. He started a stand-up comedy. So he's doing a bunch of stuff that is new, and I like to do that as much as possible. Because I'm going to try to read your mind right now. If I'm not mistaken, you sleep on the same side of the bed for years. I see. For decades, for some of you. You wake up, you brush your teeth on the same way. Same way, same hands, and the same way. I see some people, damn, okay. You probably have a breakfast that is quite similar day to day, and you take the same route to work. You take the same route automatically. Suddenly you are at work, it's like, how do I arrive here? Or you have a backup when it's really on the traffic jam. Then you have only one backup, but normally it's the same way. And you arrive at work and you put your stuff and you open your laptop, normally almost the same way. Maybe, some of you. I see some people, yes, some others like, not at all, man. I do crazy stuff. So I like to change the way I brush my teeth. I like to change the route I take to work, because whenever you are doing something very new for the first time, actually you feel very weird. You feel a bit stupid when you're brushing teeth with the other hand, like, but it looks like someone else is doing for you. But actually you are creating new neural connections. You are strengthening your brain, basically, because it's the very first time you are doing that. So I try to do that as much as possible. And for another reason, that is, as I'm always pushing myself out of my comfort zone, even that is super simple, super small thing, or going to jam with Henry Kinneberg on the stage, I'm still, sorry for, I shit my pants to be there, but I tried. I said, that's it. That's a comfort zone. I'm here eating. That's my comfort zone. I'm going to jump out and I'm going there. I just learned how to play harmonica and I don't care. I'm going to jam with him. Because I like what Bruce Lee says. Who already saw the interview of Bruce Lee, Be Like Water? He says like, be like water. If you put the water in a jar, it becomes the jar. If you put the water in a cup, it becomes the cup. Be water, my friend. It's super nice, it's super nice. So I try to be as water as possible to really be flexible. But actually I would like to know from you new skills that you are learning. Because now you said some crazy stuff. We had Pilates, we had Japanese as well, that are skills. And I would like to write them down here. So can you shout, maybe we need a microphone again, but can you say what is the thing that you are learning or that you are eager to learn? Drawing. Drawing like this? No, just kidding. Sorry. That was an ugly one. Drawing, this is drawing. What else? Drawing? You can shout, I'll try to hear. Nobody's learning anything? Okay, thank you very much for coming to the session. It was actively listening, surf. Can you hear back there? Can you read? We have surf. I already heard Pilates in the beginning. We have meditation. Meditation, Spanish. What else? Music. Skydiving. driving a car. Skydiving. I did something wrong here, huh? There is a Y there or not? I'm gonna write car. We have here together Japanese. What else? Really? Why not, right? It's amazing. So instead of car, we have here plane. Sup so, so okay. So I always hear that. Not at all. That's nice. Okay, super nice. So maybe I will come back to that in the middle of the session, but that's good to know what you are learning. And something also that I have, that's another crazy part of me. I'm in Ukraine, so I think I can also be crazy, as you said. I see myself maybe with 130 years old, 150 years old. I don't know how the technology and the medicine will be by then, but really old. And I look back and I say, I learned how to speak 15 languages. Like, let's say 10 really fluent and 5 like, yeah, cool. You know, I mean, maybe I say something. Also, to learn as many instruments as possible. I still don't know, maybe 20 instruments, I don't know. And to visit every country on earth. So those are my 3 goals in life. When I look back really old, like, damn, that was a crazy good life. Those are my 3 goals. I will be happy with that. And because of this, I had to find new ways to learn. I had to learn how to learn. Because life is short. I don't know if I will reach 120 years old. Maybe it's 80, maybe it's 90, maybe it's 100, but I have to learn as fast as possible. So searching these accelerated learning techniques, I actually love TED. Who loves TED Talk? TEDx? Yeah, cool. What I like to do, because it's super short, like 5 to 20 minutes, and it's a bunch of information for your life, for your job, or about your body, about society, and it's really nice. I really like that. So normally I'm washing the dishes with the laptop or the tablet, and I'm breaking a glass. I don't care, but I'm washing the dishes and learning something, or ironing, and I put TED, and sometimes gets so interesting that, and then I start burning my shirt. But yeah, I try to see as many as possible. And I met this guy in 2015. So he had a session. Who knows this guy? Josh Kaufman. We have one. Some say that he's the baldest guy on earth. That's super mean. Don't say that. That's not good. But he created actually a technique I'm going to share very soon. But he, as most of us, he liked to learn new things. And he had a daughter about 2020. And he said, man, I need to study how to learn fast because I don't have time. So he went to the libraries, he started watching a bunch of videos, and he said, how can I learn something super, super fast? And he came up with a number at the very beginning. That was a number to learn something new. Who knows the amount of hours you need to learn something new? 10. Aha, I like that. Because actually, yes, 10,000 hours was the number that he came up in the beginning. So he's like, wow, 10,000 hours, man. Just for you to have an idea, 10,000 hours, it's about a full-time job during 5 years. So quit whatever you are doing and go to learn that skill during 5 years, full-time job. And then he saw that, so like, oh, wow, that's crazy too much. Probably I'll be super old when I finish that, or it's probably my reaction like, shit. I don't think he's saying shit, but... And then he said, like, okay, that cannot be true. What he found out was that Dr. Key Anders Ericsson, who knows that? From Florida State University, he came up with this number. But the guy was studying really super, super experts, like grand chess masters, like the guys that are really the best in what they do, right? They are reference. They are top 3 on earth. In a super narrow, ultra competitive field, the guy is the best. So he's reference, and there is no one better than that guy in what he does. Ah, yes, we can discuss about Slash. He's good, but maybe there are others. So that's it. Actually, he came up with that, right? So 10,000 hours to become super good. And most of us, we don't want to become the best on surfing, or Japanese, or Pilates, or the best airplane. Probably you have to be very good pilot. But for music and stuff, we don't want to be the best. We want to learn good enough and have fun. So he came up with the book, The First 20 Hours. Someone? Ah, okay, some more hands. So actually he says, okay, maybe with a technique, in 5 steps, you can learn pretty much anything you want in basically 5 steps. Do you want me to tell you that? Do you want me to tell you that? The guys are gonna kill me. So, let's go super fast, huh? First one, decide what you do. What do you want? What do you want in the very first step? How is it gonna look like when you reach that level? For instance, to play guitar. Okay, my first step is I'm gonna play one song in front of my friends. Maybe, hopefully, they're drunk because whatever I play, they'll be enjoying. And that's it. That's my first step. I will be playing, maybe singing, with a mistake here and there, but I have fun. So if you want to learn Japanese, for instance, you go to a Japanese restaurant and you order your entire meal only in Japanese. That is your first step. How it's going to look like. That's very specific. You can measure if you achieved or not. It's not like, I want to play guitar, haha. And then how you're going to learn, how you're going to see if you reached or not that level. So try to be specific in what you want. Second step, deconstruct the skill. Well, playing guitar is a bundle, it's a lot of sub-skills. For instance, to play guitar, you need to know how to put the strings, you need to know how to tune the strings, you need to know how to hold, what your right hand does, what your left hand does, what both hands we're gonna do together, singing together, maybe finger picking, maybe a percussion, maybe a solo. It's really a lot of sub-skills. And why do you need to break that down? Because by breaking that down, you can prioritize where you should start from. Because it's a lot of sub-skills. So if you want to learn how to play guitar in front of your friends, and you want to learn already this, probably it's not really going to your first step. Because on the third step, you have to prioritize what you want, where you're going to start from, and you have to get hands-on as fast as possible. So you want to learn how to program. I'm going to become a very good Java developer. So I'm going to buy 10 books, I'm going to read all the 10 books, and at the end, I'm going to start developing. Bam. That's called procrastination. So what do? Buy the first 1 or 2 books that is really known in the market, that has good rates. Find the best videos on YouTube. Find a mentor, right? So you can first find some YouTube videos. Today is super easy. There are so many videos online. Some books, and find a mentor. Find a coach. Find a friend that knows how to drive a plane, to drive a car, how to do skydiving, how to play whatever music you like, how to speak that language. If you don't have a close friend, just keep asking. At some point, you're going to have someone to give you feedback, someone that can guide you on that skill you want, right? That's the third skill, the third step. Fourth step, remove barriers. One of the biggest barriers, internet. So shut down the internet, put your mobile on the other side of the room, put it on maybe the wardrobe or something, and tell your family and friends that you're going to practice during that time. So remove these barriers. Second one, you want to learn how to play guitar, right? Who wants to learn how to play guitar here? Who already tried? Who already wanted but never tried, and maybe one day? Okay, it's always mixed. So if you want to learn how to play guitar, don't put your guitar inside the case, inside the wardrobe, on the other side of the house. Because when you arrive at home late, your willpower is not that powerful. So what do? Outside the case, outside the wardrobe, close to your desk or to your bed, and then the guitar is looking at you and say, hey, play me, I'm here. And then you can play, right? And do that, and actually you have to buy the guitar. That's the first step that you have to do. You have to remove the barrier, so buy the equipment you need or borrow from someone. What is the fifth step, the last one? Do it. For how long? 20 hours. Ta-da. Oh my God. So actually, you have to pre-commit to practice to at least 20 hours. Why? It's a checkup on yourself. So how much do you really want to do that stuff? Just for you to have an idea, 20 hours, it's basically 40 to 45 minutes every day during 1 month. If you cannot move your agenda to learn that skill and practice during those minutes, that's not that important for you. Go learn something else. Life is short. That's basically that. So it's a checkup on yourself to see how much you want that thing, right? Second one, rewards. According to him, 20 hours is enough to cross the barrier of frustration. Who already felt stupid when you start learning something new? Or silly, if you think that stupid is too hard? Like you feel a bit clumsy, right? Like playing guitar looks like the guitar is laughing on you. It's like, you don't even know how to hold me, you silly guy. Or whatever skills, like you don't even know how to practice. Jaku. Right? You feel a bit stupid. So you have this barrier of frustration in front of us all the time, and you keep bouncing, saying, I'm not gonna learn anymore. And then you try again, okay, maybe when I'm 50, I don't know. And you keep just postponing. So here's the thing. My personal experience with that one. I'm living in Belgium. I had to learn French. That was a disaster. During 2 years, I was trying to have some lessons here and there, once a week. And I still remember when my teacher with a very nice voice, and she just looked at me, looked in the eyes, it was very nice. She said, like, if you continue like that, you never learn French. Ugh, that was a punch in the guts. It was a slap on my face. Because what I was doing, I was practicing with her. So wow, it's a lot. Okay, yeah, let's clap. Let's clap. Yes! Sorry, you are so mean. So, can you still hear me even with the noise? It's okay? So, she told me, you are never going to learn French if you continue like that. Because what I was doing, I was in the room, I practiced French during 2 hours a week. When I closed the door, au revoir, bonsoir. So man, what's up? All my friends, they speak French, and I was coming back to English. Because I was in the barrier of frustration. I was feeling stupid all the time. So I was always coming back to my comfort zone. My English, I know how to speak English, even that is shitty, with Brazilian accent, but I can make myself clear, yes. So, what did I do? I learned one sentence that is, bonjour, je suis en train d'apprendre français. Je dois pratiquer avec vous. Ça va? That is basically like, hey, I'm learning how to speak French, and I would like to practice with you. It's okay. I like to practice. I need to practice. Is it okay? So I learned that sentence, and whenever I can, I was doing that. So in the Uber drive or taxi, in the supermarket, with my friends, the dog was passing, hey, désolé, je suis... And then I did that with the Uber driver the first time. So, hey, je suis désolé, je suis en train d'apprendre français, je dois pratiquer. The guy looked at me and said, okay, fine. So, where do you go? So I had to learn a second sentence, which was basically, Monsieur, je ne parle pas anglais. Je dois pratiquer. Was basically like, I don't speak English, and I need to practice my French. So, okay, I was doing that. I started practicing. At some point, I still remember I sitting on the Uber again. Yes, I take a bunch of Uber. And then I say, okay, monsieur, je suis désolé, je suis en train d'apprendre français et je dois pratiquer. Ça va? The guy looked at me and said, ooh, mais c'est un bon accent, hein? C'est bien. It's like, well, it's a good accent, man. So I was like, thank you, man. That was my first reward, right? That was the first reward. And then I said, like, okay, I need more of that. And I start practicing, and I start improving, and I start saying, like, leveraging on my accent. So that was nice. So that's basically that. You have to take the rewards, cross the barrier of frustration to get done. Something else, time is super relative. If you are practicing like crazy, and then you're sweating, it's like, whew, 5 minutes. You just practice 5 minutes, right? So it's also relative. Make sure that you time and then you see how long you are practicing. And yeah, for me, that's what I take as my essence. I try to be as much as possible out of my comfort zone. I think the biggest achievement on Earth, or the humanity, was with people that were outside their comfort zone. They were sweating, they were trying they were trying different things as experiment, and even in our personal life, the things we do, normally it's out of the comfort zone. So that's just a beautiful message at the end. That's the 5-step. So, decide what you want, deconstruct the skill, research the skill just enough, remove barriers, and pre-commit to practice at least 20 hours. So now sometimes some pictures. It's okay. So that's another thing that he also has, actually someone did based on his book. That is really a lot of tips and tricks to learn fast. If you practice some motor skill before going to sleep, you will wake up better because there is something called consolidation. While sleeping, your brain is consolidating the informations you learned just before going to sleep. So you wake up better, doing whatever better that is motion. So there are plenty of tips and tricks. And he also learned yoga, programming, touch, typing, Go, that's a kind of chess, Chinese chess, Chinese chess, ukulele, and surf, windsurf. It's also quite renowned book, so it's not because I like it I want to share with you. So it's also quite a good review. I will go quickly through some other examples. For instance, expert in a year. The guys created an experiment that say, okay, let's take one skill and practice every day during a whole year. So they tried with ping pong, and they have the compilations online. The first day, they don't know how to hold the racket, and then they are all clumsy and stupid and by real frustration, right? At some point, like the video is like super fast. At each second is one day. At the end, they're like super fast. They also learn Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and some other skills. I like actually the message they give. In a year, you can get better than 99 out of every 100 people you meet on the street. So if you practice during 1 year. But basically the 10,000 hours, right? To beat the one guy, you have to practice a lot. This is another example. The guy put himself learning the song, Metallica. He mentioned also about, really when you get motivated and you get a reward, that's how you continue. It's basically the fifth step, the first step. Self-taught, so she created some tips and tricks. You can also search. I'm gonna go quickly through one because the value is coming. Like there is something more valuable to share with you than this. This guy quit his job to prove the 10,000 hours. Sold his car and say, okay, I'll be the best golf player on earth by investing 10,000 hours. I'm not saying for you to do that. It's just what is going on out there. Some crazy people. Tim Ferriss, who knows Tim Ferriss? It's a series. Every episode, he has to learn something new. He has to learn something new. And then he says like to the camera, like, if I can do that, so do you. But actually, he's super rich. His networking is amazing. He has the best coaches on earth to teach the stuff. So yeah, we can, but maybe it takes more than 1 week to learn what you do. The guy speaks about Andrew Tarvin. He speaks that humor is also a skill. You can practice your humor. Right? It's also something that you can get feedback on. You can record yourself. You can check with your friends. I have a new joke, or I want to tell something to someone. You can also practice humor. And he's also coaching a lot of CEOs and people to bring humor into the companies. Because, makes sense to have fun at work. Jim Quick, who knows Jim Quick? I love this guy. Really, really good. You can search more about his history. He hit his head when he was young. And he had to learn how to learn because he was not catching up. He was not being able to speak much or to read. And he started, okay, how can I learn how to learn? He has a feel like learning is a contact sport. So you have to sweat. You have to move your ass and get something done and practice. And what you practice in private, you are rewarded in public. It's just some nice quotes for you. I like quotes. So I'm going to show all the books that helped me, that at least I took something from them. Like at least there is a message that is like, wow, that is shaping me, or at least shaping my way of working, my way of living and learning new things. Yeah, Malcolm Gladwell, he explains really the centerpiece of the book is the 10,000 hours. Daniel Kahneman, Linda Rising just had a session about the book in the Agile 2018, San Diego. How can you start a new habit and how can you stop bad habits? That's basically like 40% of your day, it's based on habits. The automatic way to go to work, that you don't even see the road, that you're just everything, like 40%. This is something super nice, it's super agile. It's a way to getting things done, but he never mentions agile, but it's super related. Like you have a planning for the things you're gonna do every day. You have a review of what you did during the week. And the book was in 2001, if I'm not mistaken. So it's a coincidence. And this is about mindfulness. All the other books, they speak about mindfulness. And I think this is important, whatever. If you want to learn, if you want to be better professional, a better person, I don't know. I think mindfulness is linked, and I'm trying to be better at it. To be present in the moment without judgment, without thinking only in the future or what could have happened, and being there for the people, right? So, you have something under your chair. It's a small rope like this, a small string. It's 1% per pair. I need you to pair with your colleague, so you can probably stand up, take the strings under. You have it? It's one every two people, right? So I need you to pair, so find some pairs first. Probably you need a pair. You can stand up. I invite you to stand up. Yeah, stand up. Woo! Good, good. So behind, underneath your chair, you have the strings. Who doesn't have a pair? Who is alone? So it's a match. Yes. Another one. Who is alone? Raise your hand if you're alone. Yes, it's another match. You can probably try to find yours. Yeah. Which pair does not have a rope, a string? Can you check again under the chairs? Because I really try to put a lot, but it's quite packed. So you have an extra one here. Can you pass quickly? We have 3-hour session, right? It's okay. So I need you to hold with only one hand. It's one string per pair, not per person. So it's one string per pair. As they are doing. Can you come here, please, and bring that one? Bring a string, please. Yes. Yes. Yes, come. So round of applause for the volunteers here. Okay. That's exactly how they are doing. So you hold one end of the rope, one end of the string. Can you put it high so they can see? You can only use one hand. If I see we have many cameras checking, and if you use the other hand, you are going to be disqualified. So your goal is to make as many knots, as possible with only one hand with your pair. You have 1 minute for that. 3, 2, 1, go. Boom. 30 seconds left. It's nice that you count. You can also count how many knots you are doing. Fifteen seconds left. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. Stop. Good. So count how many knots. Count how many knots you did. So, which pair managed to do more than 3 knots? Raise your hand. More than 4 knots? Keep your hands up. More than 5? More than 6? More than 7? More than 58? More than 8? More than 9? More than 10? Round of applause. Oh, wait, there is still one. More than 11? More than 12? More than 13, more than 14, 15, 15. Round of applause for the pair there. Good. Right. Good. So round of applause for the volunteers as well. They also show. Thanks a lot. You can take a seat. You can have a seat now. I would like to hear from you. How was it? How was it from everyone? You can shout. I will repeat here. How was it? Interesting? Fun, fine, strange, challenging. How was it in the very beginning? Confusing, frustrating, uncomfortable. What else? How was it at the end? Improved. It was still funny. I like it. It's funny all the way. It was still challenging, but comparing the beginning to the end, was it easier? So actually, after just 1 minute, the beginning is super weird, right? The barrier of frustration is there, showing that you are a bit silly and you are incompetent in what you are doing right now. And after 1 minute, you are like, hey, mom, yeah, what's up? Super, yeah, okay, good. I just learned something here. It's super easy. It's super easy, right? And actually, I like to do this activity with the teams to start a retro, or in a meeting with the CEO. I don't care. I just do to set the stage, right? And I like to say that, okay, the string is like, we need to give knots together. It's not like your team, my team, we have to go. We are still holding, the organization is the same rope. We need to give knots together. We need it from each other, right? So collaboration, I use the basic collaboration and fun way, but actually, in this session, it's to show how fast you can learn something new by trying. Imagine that I took 30 minutes showing slides on how to give knots. So you turn your hand, and then you start, and then a lot of drawings and a lot of stuff. You have the documents under your chair. You can check how to give knots. Maybe that would be nice. Maybe not. Because you learned by doing. That was the reality. You were dealing with the real stuff, right? And that's the same for learning something new. The same for an agile development. We get hands-on as fast as possible. Of course, we need probably more alignment before. But okay, thanks a lot for participating on this one. I just need to show you some chart. So this is 10,000 hours. This is how good you are. So here you are, and here you are the master, world-class threshold. Is like super good stuff, right? So the first 20 hours is around here. After 20 hours, you are there. It's good enough. It's super, wow, learning curve. Expert in a year, the threshold of impressiveness. You are already impressing people. It's like, wow, how good you are in juggling after practicing 1 year, right? And then the 10,000 hours is like, yeah, it's already hard, super hard. Oh, it takes like 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and I learned nothing during the whole month, but you have to keep practicing, right? But don't blink. Don't blink right now. We have something coming. Keep looking. That's you making knots with one hand. Round of applause for you. In 1 minute, you already reach like, wow, you are surely a grandmaster in giving knots with one hand. So I like Carol, she already mentioned, yeah. So super nice with the agile mindset. She speaks about the agile mindset. How can we avoid thinking that we are born like that? And we cannot learn guitar because maybe next life, because this life I cannot. So it's really how much can you take the challenge and say like, I will sweat, I will go deeper, but I will learn. Maybe it take more than that guy that is gifted, but I will learn the stuff, right? That's an agile mindset. It's not a fixed mindset. So that's a quote time for you. That's the time I take some water, because I love quotes, and I have some for you. But as she said that we have just 10 minutes, I will move to the next slide. So, first 20 hours. Just shout, first step. First step. Decide what you, without looking in the notes. Decide what you want. Second step. Deconstruct, explode the skill, right? There are a bundle of sub-skills. Third step. Research the skill just enough and get hands-on as fast as possible. Fourth, remove barriers. Ooh, what happened? It's on fire. Wow, that's yeah, wow, super. I couldn't do that myself. So remove barriers. Maybe I do here. And pre-commit to practice at least 20 hours. So now I need your help. We are in an Agile conference. This is an Agile conference, and I need your help right now. So imagine that we're going to start the development of a new product. Can be a software. Let's take software. What we do in the very beginning of an Agile development. We had just an idea. It's like something, a need or a wish. What we do? You can say loud. Define MVP. What else? Research. Define the customer problem. Research, some research. What did you say? Answering the question why. What the heck are we building that stuff, right? For who? So actually, in the very beginning, we need at least the vision. Where are we going to? Is it why it makes sense or not? So we have inception, we have the ideation phase where we put people together to align and see if it makes sense or not to build that stuff, right? Instead of like, yeah, just go, we have budget. So the very beginning we have this, but basically after an inception or an ideation, we have normally a huge iceberg is coming in front of us. Like, wow, actually, wow, we can do a lot of stuff. What do we do with this iceberg? We actually explode that into small chunks, right? So if you have a lot of stuff to do, we don't start everything at the same time. We explode because if you explode into small chunks, building blocks, features, user stories, call whatever, but small steps, what can we do by that? Because we start everything at the same time, right? And after 2 years, we deliver the product. That's the agile way of doing it, no? Tomato, it's like, kill the guy. We have to start by what matters. So maybe we can do a story mapping exercise. We can visualize all the things we can do. We can define the minimum viable products. What are the things we want to deliver first? What is the simplest version, right? And probably a backlog prioritized at the end. What are the responsibilities of a Scrum Master? Just shout. Responsibilities of a Scrum Master. Oh, wow! It's like, look like you saw that, man. you see, you see it coming. So yes, the question is, I am driving you, basically. But yes, one of the things the Scrum Master should do is removing impediments. That's a part of it. Just a small disclaimer. Removing impediment is different than removing problems. Problems is not yet an impediment. Oh, your chairs. Oh, chairs. Oh, I'm going to do that. I'm going to talk to the guy for you. No, don't. You create all the tasks and the agenda and all the invitations for you. No problem. Oh, the Wi-Fi is off. I'm going to do it. So what is impediment is really blocking the thing to go on. And that is an impediment, right? And by the way, if you are a Scrum Master, make sure that while resolving an impediment, you are helping the team to learn how to solve that impediment as well. So you don't become the superhero Scrum Master, yes, I solve everything, you depend on me all the time, right? You have to think about the self-organization of the team. And what do we do? So we have all the things, we have already probably a roadmap, a backlog prioritized, and we start what? What do we do? We start iterating, right? We start getting hands-on. That's the reality. Like yes, documents can bring some value, can bring some alignment, but the real planet, the real universe, it's the code, it's the things that we are building together, all the problems of integration. So the earlier we start getting hands-on, the faster we can have the feedback loop. And we're getting, yeah, man, that makes sense. Oh, that class is not there. So whatever document you created there before, it's not representing the reality anymore. So okay, let's get in this feedback. Every 1 week, every 2 weeks, having the review with the stakeholders, the clients, the users. And actually, I like to say, maybe I 2 minutes. If you have sprints of 3-4 weeks, that's probably going to the tunnel effect already. The feedback loop is already too long. If you get into a tunnel while driving a car and you are off GPS, like your GPS is not working, if you take a wrong exit, you are probably like 30 minutes to come back where you were. So the faster you have this feedback loop going to the surface all the time, the better. So that's why probably it's better to have sprints of 1 week and 2 weeks and having this iteration as short as possible. So, yes, I make the questions for you. So basically here, that's the first 20 hours. Those are one of the ideas of Agile, so just 5 of the ideas. And if we just merge them a little bit, so basically we need some vision. We need to know where we are going to and aligning from the beginning instead of aligning people in the middle of the process. We need to explode into small chunks because that way we can prioritize. We can know where we start from. We remove the barriers, whatever kind of barriers, and we get hands-on as fast as possible. That's where we get feedback. So that's the weird part. I know I have just 1 minute more. So, shit. I already used all my energy playing on the stage there. We still have the mic? The microphone that was there? We still have it? So, the guy, Josh Kaufman, at the end of his session, he takes a hat, he takes a ukulele, and he plays. Oh, okay, you're going to just repeat him. So, I saw his session in 2015. I collect hats for maybe 10 years. So when I saw him getting with the hat, I said, I like the guy. So that's good. And I wanted to play this instrument for long ago. Who knows the 50 First Dates with Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler? I love that movie. Oh, no. But I do love. But the soundtrack is super nice, and some musics are played on ukulele. And I always wanted to learn that song like maybe 15 years ago. And when I saw him having the session, I said, man, no more procrastination. So time to go. but I need you to help. Maybe you don't need to shout, but maybe you can come along. Can you hear both at the same time? Can you hear both at the same time? Ooh, I don't have voice. Ooh, 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 oh, ooh, ooh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, and the dreams that you dream of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, and the dreams that you turn to come true. Someday I wish upon the stars, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like lemon drops, high above the chimney top. That's where you find me. Thank you very much. Thank you for that. I'm almost closing. I know that you're probably thinking about some drinks and some stuff. And before we close, I just would like to quickly, can you still hear me? Yeah, good. So, just before we close, that was me forcing myself to play in front of people because I need to practice. I signed into a pub in Brussels and I played for 50 people because I knew that I had to practice to go there. Some other recent skills is also learning how to draw. That was a 2-day training in Bicabulo. That's the beginning, the first day. That's already the end. Some good stuff. I could quickly see the progress, and that was less than 20 hours because we were practicing all the time. A bit of theory, practice, practice, practice. A bit of theory, practice, practice, practice. Right? Some other skills, I also bought a small keyboard, and I said I'm going to practice whenever I have the opportunity. And that is the Brussels airport. That is Prague train station. And that is St. Pancras in London with a lot of people. I was shitting my pants, yes, but I was practicing. And then I bought something that is like what a man should buy because I'm a mature guy and I'm an adult. So I did a delivery that is something like super important. Things that are super, super important that I always wanted to learn. And I just bought them because that is I have to remove my barriers, right? So I bought all this stuff and I started practicing. That is juggling. And they say that people that juggle, they have bigger brain. And beside other things, the size matters. I always regret when I do this joke. It's like, I don't believe it. They will throw tomatoes, but I do. I like the joke. I actually have just I'm going to skip this video, but it's actually showing how many times I have to take the ball from the floor. Instead of showing like, oh, how good it is, so many times I still feel the pain. And I was practicing. I was practicing on my bed because then it's easier to take, right, from the floor. So I'm removing my barriers to also help my back. And it was actually, that's around maybe 9 to 10 hours practice. And I created a line of tricks that I learned. About 12 hours, something like that. I decided to try them all in a park. That's where I was practicing every weekend. And I managed to do kind of all the tricks at the same time. So I see this video, I still want to cry. Looks like it's not me because I just learned and it's 13 hours practice. And the last one, oh shit, because I'm Brazilian. So we have to use the foot, right? So yes, I was super happy and that's it. I will skip that one because it was just learning how to flip. Do you want to go? We want to see that one? No, we go. We see. The people are shouting, we see. The others like, shut up, I want to go. So don't feel as hostages because it's a break. You can just leave, but I can show you. That was the very first attempt to flip forward. It was ridiculous. So what did I do? I went to get some confidence in the foam, like the pool, and then when I was feeling good enough, I said, okay, I can start trying on the stuff. So I was trying. It was about 1 hour. I was getting confidence. I was feeling like, yeah, now it's coming. And then the kids just... That was ridiculous. So I just went somewhere else where I could take my confidence again. And yes, I landed the first one. So that was after 1 hour and 20 minutes. I was like, yeah. I was super happy. So we already seen, that's actually another activity we can do afterwards. Super nice. So we've seen Agile for IT, basically where it started. We've seen for HR, marketing, and financial. If you haven't, I actually worked on those sectors, and it's super interesting to think differently how you can help those people. Education, so Edu Scrum in Germany, who already heard about it. Edu Scrum is teaching kids with Scrum. So instead of going to the school normally, okay, you have cycles and POs and Scrum Masters. Build a car, you can search on the internet, is Team Week Speed, how they build car using Agile, Scrum, Lean concepts. It's super nice. Distributed teams because people are all over the planet. For personal life, who use Agile in personal life? Some transparency. Okay, so you're probably you have a PO at home that is your wife. Maybe. No, I am the PO. Shut up. I decide the priority. So I always say the last word that is yes, ma'am. And now, to learn a new skill, right? Maybe I'm forcing, maybe not, because actually that's so natural. I mean, the guy in the book, he never mentioned like, yeah, I heard an Agile coach that teach me ways to do. No, he never. So maybe that's so natural to really try to get hands-on as fast as possible, to prioritize based on your needs. That's so natural that yes. So if you have a knowledge, if you understand what Agile is about, you are halfway to learn anything you want, and you always wanted to. Please share with the community whatever you think that is next, because we've seen where we can think Agile, but what is next? So maybe government, maybe hospitals, maybe universities, I don't know. As soon as you have an idea or you see something working and you want to apply, actually we had a dinner on Friday, you already applying some techniques to teach people how to do interviews and etc., right? So we have even for Agile for interview, like learning something, that's basically learning something, and to how to go to interviews in short sprints of 1 week, right? In 5 sprints during 1 week. Yes, thanks for sharing that, man. I like the dinner. So make sure that you share with the community, really. Create a session, write an article, I don't know, make sure that you make this go out. I probably lost my stuff. So I come back to the same question at the beginning. When was the last time you did something for the first time? 15 years ago. By the way, I did the session a few times, and I was always using a picture from Google. And I said, what the heck? I'm talking about learning new things, trying new things, and I'm using a picture from Google? No way. I have to do that shit myself. So in November last year, I just did skydiving. It's one of the best experiences ever. Like, just to look at it, I still feel the goosebumps. It's like super, super good. That is the video jumping, but I will show the 5 seconds. 5 seconds, then we leave. There is a nice music playing. You can hear the music, actually. So that's it. Thank you very much. I appreciate your session. Thank you very much. Thank you. Дякую. Спасибо, дякую.